I'm the Slasher Movie Reviewer, and this is my review of Steven Spielberg's War Horse. In War Horse, we follow Joey. He's a horse who basically finds himself adopted by 4 different owners. And each owner is different, unlike the next. And they all have their own stories, their own lessons, their own meanings. And basically, during this film, we see it through sort of Joey's eyes. I mean, the humans are sort of like the supporting cast, and Joey is our main actor. I mean, and I really like the fact that Steven Spielberg went that way and they didn't make Joey just feel like an animal. Joey really feels like an animal that you'll really connect with. I don't remember connecting with an animal as much as I did since maybe Babe or Bambi. One thing I really liked about War Horse is that we actually see Joey fight on both sides of the wars, the French and the Germans, which I thought was a really unique aspect to see. You see both different takes on it, and I love how each owner sees the horse as more than just a horse. They see Joey for what he is. He's a unique horse who's not going to give up. And that was absolutely inspiring. War Horse has such a heart that at times turns into emotions, and at times you might shed a tear or two and leave it all on the floor. War Horse was a great movie. Steven Spielberg did a great job at directing this film, I thought. I thought this film has such a beautiful scale. It looked great, and some of the war sequences take your breath away, and Steven Spielberg directs them with such ease and makes sequences look so perfect. You have no problem knowing what's going on. Some people, when they direct a war sequence or a huge action movie, they show so much to the point where it gets choppy and you have a hard time really remembering what's going on at what particular time, but you don't have that here. It's so beautifully directed, it's choreographed, all that stuff makes it beautiful. A particular sequence that absolutely was so beautifully shot, and is when Joey is going through its second owner, and it's the first sequence of actual war. They've got this sort of mission, of stealth mission going on, and you see the reaction on the guy's face, and then you see what unfolds later. It was just such a beautifully well shot moment, and it really captivated with me, and it was one of the most memorable moments in the film that resonated with me after leaving the theater. I do have to talk about one thing that did kind of irk me just a tiny bit, nothing huge, but Steven Spielberg does this thing, and he's really good at getting actors to show emotions, to show depth, show feelings, but at times I feel like we're just seeing more facial emotions than we need to see. And at times it's absolutely captivating and emotional, and it just dwells you and throws you right into the film. But then at times I feel like I'm just looking at a guy just looking at a face just to be seeing a face. It wasn't no purpose to it. And like, there are some sequences where it really just dwells on you and you get all invested into it and you feel the emotions that the character's feeling. But then there's these moments when you see this guy's face and I feel like I'm just seeing his face and his emotions just so I can see his face and emotions. Just so I know, okay, he's sad and depressed. War Horse is basically a near-perfect film that I hope gets some Oscar nominations, especially for Best Director, Best Cinematography, and I'd like to see a Best Picture nomination also for this film because it's easily one of probably the best films you'll see of 2011. Definitely has a lot of emotions, has great directing, great characters, each story doesn't overpower the next, and it's just a great movie. As a score goes, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. It's basically a fantastic, near-perfect film that I highly recommend you check out. And, yeah, I'm the Slasher Movie Reviewer, and you guys just been slashed.